Hello, my beautiful friend, and welcome to this special episode of Angels Don't Lie. Today, I am sharing a really great conversation I had with a dear, sweet friend and colleague, Pilar DeMann. And Pilar, believe it or not, is going to open a door for us of what it looks like when we are wanting something from God. So, in this very fun and big conversation, you're going to hear Pilar share how she bartered with God. She was basically laying it on the line and saying, God, do this for me, and you do this for me, and I'll do this for you. And I think it's really truth-telling, because I don't know about you, but there have been times in my life where I wanted God to do something for me, and I did want it what I wanted, and I did try to barter. And so we have this really open conversation of what it looks like when we are in a kind of a desperate state and how God answers those calling. But the thing that I think is going to be kind of revealing in this episode, it's this little secret, and you're going to find out when you listen, just how far she was willing to go with this barter. So I can't wait for you to listen and tap into this. And I just so appreciate you being here. So on to this episode.
When she smiles at you, she'll say, angels don't lie. Angels don't lie. Angels don't lie. No, no, angels don't lie. Angels don't lie. No, 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 no.
Welcome to the Angels Don't Lie podcast.
I'm so excited to be here.
I'm thrilled to be able to hang out and be in your energy and to play and share your abundant wealth and love and everything about you with my people.
I'm so excited.
So do you remember? Let's just talk really casual. Where did we meet? I'm trying to remember.
I know exactly where we met.
Oh, good. Fill me in, because I don't remember.
We met because I used to work at Joe's salon.
Yes.
And I don't know if you even still go there.
Yep.
But I don't work there anymore. And I used to do makeup and eyebrows there, and you used to get your hair done there.
Okay. So I was trying to remember, did we meet someplace? And now it all comes back to me. And we instantly kind of connected and hit it off. There was this, cool vibe. And
yes,
I even think you had your beautiful daughter with you. I think she came to work one time.
She was there a lot.
Or I just knew of her because we openly talked about energy and who Tallulah is and what she was like at her little self. A lot of Tallulah.
A lot, yes.
So let's talk about a little bit, because I want to say you're in the midst of a big thing going on, right? Kind of a flux of praying for a loved one, asking God, or not really asking God, because that was the text that you sent me, which is really I'm bartering with God. I'm going to be this way, and you're going to fix this.
Yeah.
You're going to fix this the way. Tell me about this. I want to know.
Oh my God. Okay. So, everybody knows what you do and who you are and how you do it. And you've guided me through so many challenges and difficult times. And so anytime something not so good happens, or even when something good happens, I'm always you're the first person that I think of and the first person that I call, which might be annoying, but sorry.
Wow. I love you.
Sorry, not sorry. So I guess we can talk very openly. Nobody really knows this, but
and you don't have to go into details, whatever you feel comfortable.
Okay. Well, my sister, who is the closest person to me outside of my daughter, thought she was having gallbladder problems, and she went to her doctor and they couldn't do the imaging. So she went to the hospital and they found that she has, I don't even like to say it. Like, I guess she has fucking cancer. Like, can I say the F word? I don't even know.
You can say anything.
Okay. So right now we don't know what it is.
Right.
The radiologist said that she or he, I'm not sure, thought what they think it is, which I'm like, no, thank you. So we're just going to say that it's not that. And I've talked to a couple people and they were like, well, like it probably is that, but I cried a lot last night, so I'm not crying anymore. And so I don't like to say that I don't believe in God, because I think I do, but I don't know. So on my walk with my dogs yesterday, and if I'm going in a weird way, just tell me like that I'm kind of going off on a tangent. But I was walking my dogs and I was like, I talk out loud to spirit, I guess is what I like to say. And I have a lot of family members who have crossed over and I feel them a lot and I feel them often. And like last week I was in my room, and now I'm on a tangent, but I'll get back to my point. And I could smell my grandmother in my room, and I could smell her so strong.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like, she loved perfume and makeup, and that's another tangent we'll talk about, but I could smell her so clearly. And at first I was like busy and I was doing laundry. I was like, no. And then I was like, no, the answer is yes. Like, she's right there. Right. So I went into this weird spot, like next to my bed, kind of between the table and the lamp almost. And I could feel her arms around me, and I could feel it. Like, I really could feel it. And I'm going to cry now because I was crying then. Like, I felt her so clearly and strongly. It was amazing. So I talk out loud, like to my uncle who has crossed over. I talk to him aloud a lot. So when I was walking my dogs the other day, after I found out this thing about my sister, I was like, God, no, you can't have my sister. You cannot have her. So let's figure out something else. And let's find something else. Let's do something else, because the answer is no to you from me. No. And
I'm sorry, I'm laughing. I love it.
No,
I love
laugh
this
because it's funny.
It's so good. It's so real.
And I have 3 Great Danes, so it's like a lot to deal with, but I had them on their leashes because sometimes we don't, but I leashed them this time. And I was like, I am not fucking kidding. Like, and I got my strength in my body and I could feel my energy. And I know that my energy is strong. I know all of us have strong energy when we really connect to it. And I was like, I'm going to blast this energy out because, God, I want you to fucking listen. And I don't mean to be disrespectful to you by saying fucking, but come on. So that's my long story.
And what did you notice, like after you got that energy out, after you?
I don't know. Because I was kind of, well, I told you, I was like, I'm a dragon now, and that's not really how I feel about myself, but I'm like, now I'm a dragon. So you want, like, our cats are, peeing in the house. I'm like, pee in the house all you want. Give it to me. I'll take it. Leave my sister alone.
Right.
Dog's gonna poop in the house. Great. Go ahead. Poop all over the house. I'll clean it up. No problem.
Right. Make it rain.
And I guess
just
after that, I was like, okay, like, let's go to battle.
One, I really love how authentic you are and real you are, like, with your truth. And I think that a lot of people can relate to this, because when something goes off in our life, when something goes off and doesn't make any sense, we immediately want to have an outcome like what we want. We want to have it like our way. We're really like, we just want it fixed. And I love how you were just going in, and God loves that we're authentic. He loves that we come in and we and we talk to him. It's all about relationship, right? It's not, he's just been waiting and waiting and waiting. And I feel like we're brought to people who maybe hold space for us, you know, and faith for us when we are doubting and wondering ourselves. And your daughter has always been the faith carrier and light carrier in your life. Like as a little girl, she was like, bring you to church. And I remember doing like a little reading for you. And I'm like, you have to bring this kid to freaking church. She's got to go to fucking church. She needs to be in church.
Yes.
And she doesn't want one religion. She wants all of them.
Yes.
She wants to be baptized. She wants to be with the Holy Spirit. She wants to be, you know, with her Jewish roots. She wants it all. Like not like give it. And so here, and no wonder she chose you as her mom, because she's so fierce and so strong, and you're unwavering in who you are, but kind of questioning. And so you're building her own faith. You're helping her to build the solid of like, no, this is what I know to be true, because she sees, feels, and hears just like you do.
Yes. And she's not afraid of it. Not that I'm afraid of it. I just like, I don't want it.
You know what it is that you are so gifted, and it's overwhelming to be gifted, because we want to tone it down because we think it means something. We think we're going to have to do something or see something or feel something that we're not, like maybe something that we had when we were a kid, and we don't want that. And it's scary. It's scary. And then, you know, then we're going to have to live up to this, you know, what do we think? Expectation. Like God has an expectation. Like we think that, but really he's like, no, or she, God is like, everything is love. You are love. And how you express that love is all I care about. Like, as long as you are using your gifts for the greater good and leaving a place, a person better than you found it. Yay.
Yay.
Yay. So really real and vulnerable, because here you are in the state with your beautiful sister. She's so beautiful, as are you. And I feel like she's in really good hands. And I don't know what that means, but that's just what they show me. Like, she's really in good hands. And I know you don't want to do a reading while we're here, so I won't do that to you, but it's just like this little bit of reassurance. And I love, love, love that you experienced your grandmother before all this happened. So she was showing you, I am with you. I'm hugging you. I'm holding you.
She was really holding me. But I didn't obviously think it was, I didn't know it was this.
Yeah.
You know,
right.
And then
well, we never really know
why,
unless we're paranoid, and then, okay, my God, why? All right, now you're coming in. What's happening?
Yeah, it's a weird, my husband calls it The Shining. And so he's like, your mom has it. You have it. He doesn't really say that Tallulah has it, but I know we know she does, obviously. Yeah. And I've been trying, like every time I see your workshops and things like that, I'm like, nope, I don't want to do it. And I know that it's calling me.
Right.
But I'm like, leave me alone. I don't even want to go there. Like,
we resist things. We resist what's going to be really good for us, because it doesn't mean that you have to be a different person. It just means that you get to play with energy in a different way, or maybe you get to awaken a part of you that's been sleeping. And change is scary. Let's just face it. We don't like fucking change. We don't like loss. I sat with a woman this morning. She had an immense amount of loss recently, and she's like just swirling in it. And I just was reminded of this sermon I heard, which is, life is a series of losses.
yes.
And it's how we move through those losses that tells the story of where our heart is, of where we're aligned to. Because if we align to, this is all sucks and it's hard and, you know, we're a victim, then we're falling and changing our circumstances to the dark. If we're moving with like, this is really hard, and having faith and knowing that this loss is going to bring us to something really good, or this loss is going to crack us open in a way that's going to be uncomfortable. And loss comes in many ways. It's not just one way. And
it's part of the deal.
It's part of the deal.
It's life. Yeah. It's life.
And you are an evolved soul, so you know more of this, and it just doesn't feel good. That's why you want to play and do your thing.
Yeah, I mean, I think I'm a really positive person,
Mm-hmm.
and I always have led with my heart. So, and my husband always says to me, like, you turn on your heart light sometimes too bright to people and it scares them, which is true. There's someone I know who just lost his husband of like, I think they were married or together for like almost 50 years. Like, it's so, so sad. And all I can do is think about this man. I don't even know him. He lives around here. And every time I make dinner for my family, I'm like, should I put a little side thing and like drop it off at his house? And Sebastian's like, what? Like, he doesn't even know you. Don't be weird. Like, he has friends who will take care of him, who are taking care of him. And then I was like, well, maybe I'll just write him a note. Mm-hmm. And he's like, no, don't write. You're a stranger.
Fucking
he's
love
get a
this.
letter from some weird lady.
But see, this is how I've always lived. Exactly like that. Like, always wanting to just love on people. And
yes.
So here's just a cue in, like, our prayers are love. Our prayer is it has so much volume and so much yum to it that it does more good than us ruminating, or I can't say that word.
Ruminating.
Yes, thank you for getting that out for me. in like what to do. Like, and that just spins the, like, then we're not doing anything. And if it's instantaneous and you're just sending love, like that fire you got in your body, and you're just like, whoa.
Yeah. It was exactly like that. It was
like, if that was the prayer and that was the energy you put forth in it, imagine. Like, to me, that's the imagine, because it's heard. And when you ask another person to do it with you, now you've got two people. When you bring in another person, now you got three people. And that's that volume. God said, you two or more people gather in my name, it's just heard, and the volume is louder and the energy is bigger, and that's how it gets there, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Prayer circles are amazing for healing and spontaneous. So there are miracles available. And I want to say that for your, like, let's all pray this for your sister, that there is this miracle, because yes, what does that tend to say? Oh, that's really bad. I've heard of this person and this person, and yeah, that's not good. What if there's just such a fucking miracle that it dissolves, that it shrinks and shrinks and shrinks, and that there's all this love coming from our own bodies, and we're just sending it right there, and we're like, okay, we are the healers, we are the light, this is heaven now, and boom.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. But it's God.
And I said to her, I was like, our bodies make fucked up shit all the time. Like, you're always farting in there and bubbling and gurgling and whatever, it processing. And sometimes a thing gloms up and sticks in there and needs to come out. Or I had my gallbladder out a couple years ago. It was terrible pain. And that's a little bitty thing. But the doctor was like, well, you could leave it. I'm like, bye-bye. If it's thanks, bye.
Yeah.
Get it out. Go away. And that's how I'm hoping for my sister.
Yes.
Like, yeah, it might be this big thing. I don't want it to be fucking cancer. I don't want her to have chemotherapy. Let her have surgery. Oh, good. Great. Let's have some surgery. But let's not have death and pain and all of that stuff. And, so that, and then I was like, okay, God, I will not say that someone's a fucking idiot. I will not say that person, all the things that I said to you on the text, like,
okay. So this is hilarious, because I gotta just say this. I'm driving and Pilar, her text comes through, and just push the button, and the car repeats this text to me, and there's no context before it. It's just like,
it just says, I will not call people fucking idiots.
Yes. And I'm like, wait, what's happening? I won't say they're a bad guy. I won't call them fucking idiots. And I'm like, wait, what's, and so I'm like crying at first, because I'm like, I was imagining you having a conversation with someone else. And then I'm like, wait, I've got to literally ask, was this meant for me? And she's like, I did. And she's like, yes, it was. And I was like, awesome sauce.
Yeah. I will not say any of these, because I'm a good person and I'm not mean. I'm very nice. I, picked someone up off the street and gave her a ride the other day. And a girl, not a man, because no offense to men, but I'm not picking up a stray man on the road. So that's just how I live my life. Like,
Yeah.
I speak to people, I'm nice to people, but I do definitely, if someone cuts me off, I'm like, well, you're a fucking asshole, but I'm not gonna do that anymore. So I've decided that now I'm gonna say, have a nice day. You cut me off in traffic, have a nice day.
Love and
I'm
peace.
just, yeah.
And this is, so I texted you back. I'm like, well, first hilarious, like, cause yes. I'm like, God doesn't barter. He has a plan. He has just a good plan. We don't like his plan.
Yeah, it's a bad plan.
Well, we don't know what it is. This is
Right,
the
that's
thing.
true.
You're
That's true.
assuming, we're
Okay.
assuming because everybody's added their opinion in here that this is the
Yep.
plan. The trajectory, it has to go doom and gloom.
Yeah.
But what if it right now is just about us holding that space and the energy of like this love that you felt instead of it being frustration and dragon? What if
Yep.
this was like peace and calm, and that's we're sending to this thing,
Yeah.
this foreign object or whatever it is, this body, this
Yeah.
tumor, whatever we want to call it. Let's send it like so much love, because obviously it needs some love. And
Yes, it does.
let's talk to it. Let's see, like,
Yeah.
what can we do? What do we have the power? How much love can we send in our Care Bear stare to your sister? Like, how much love can we send to those people that we love, or those people that hurt us, that guy that cut you off, and you're like, oh,
Yeah.
like,
But now I'm going to say, have a nice day.
yeah, like, but you still get to be angry. You still get to be a human.
Yes. Well, I said to my dad today, because my dad is a very doom and gloom, he's the greatest, but he's very dark and was raised in a lot of darkness. So that's very deep within him. And it's his mother who came to me the other day. But, and she was very spiritual and super cool. But my dad today, like, he's so down and he's so dark right now. And I said, you know what, Dad, right now we have to be positive and we have to put that goodness out. So I said, I want you to dig really, 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 really deep. There's a diamond in there and it's shiny and big and bright. And it's a good diamond. And I want you to get the diamond and I want you to bring it out because it's way down there, but it's there.
Yeah.
So that diamond of positive, that's shiny, we got to bring that out of you.
Maybe a white candle. I just keep seeing him lighting a candle, like just having a candle, having something he can do when he's feeling like, yep, this isn't good. I'm gonna light a candle. Like,
every day though, that's his normal.
I know. It's really hard. Yeah.
For some people, it's really, really hard.
It is, especially like, I know my husband could be like, he's planned for the worst. I'm like, plan for the best, like that's me. We just have that different. And he's like, I got to think of all the bad things that could happen. And I'm like, that
he sounds
sucks.
like my dad.
That sucks. Like that's, but he's really practical and he likes to, organize things. And I guess we balance each other out because I'm
Absolutely.
like, trust everything. No, I do plan to, but hilarious, right?
Yes, really cute.
So let's actually talk about like your work in this world, like what you do and how you like help women to feel like special and beautiful, because that is truly like an amazing gift.
So I work in the beauty industry, and I do makeup, and I specialize in eyebrows, which people always say is like, like, wow, that's such a weird specialty. But I love it. And I love that, like, people come to me that have, like, if you take away your eyebrows, it changes your whole face.
Oh my gosh, that's crazy.
If you take them away, you look so different.
Yeah,
And,
right.
for different reasons, people don't have them. And as we get older, our faces change and
they turn gray and fall
yeah, they
out.
turn gray, they fall out. We get our skin, women's skin is very soft, and which is wonderful, but then we get wrinkly and we get discoloration and all of these things. And what I have found is that most of my women are, and I have a handful of men as well, but most of my women are over 40. A lot of my women are over 50. A lot of my women are 70 plus. And I think if you were never into makeup, you kind of don't know what to do. And you feel it's not fun. You don't like it. It's too much or too little. So that's kind of my zone. And that's where I love to work. And I give lessons. I teach women how to do makeup. I created my own makeup line based on my philosophies, just so that it could be easy and accessible for people.
That's the part that I think is brilliant, because I just feel like it's just effortless for you. And like, I watched you through this entire journey of like,
yes,
creating your business and then doing the whole makeup line, and like your passion in it, and like what you poured into creating like this ease for women to have an experience of feeling good when age hits us. And because it's a very real thing. Like when your face starts changing, things don't look the same, and it can be really depressing to.
Oh, it's very depressing.
I know for myself, like going to the mirror and like, my eyebrows are turning gray and like they're like falling out, and your skin's not the same. And
nope.
And knowing where I can go, knowing I can call you, and like, you're like, okay, so here's this thing and here's what you can do. And then like, and your makeup is divine. It's literally divine.
Thank you. Well,
that's like a dream come true. Yeah.
6 years. So it all takes so long. And I'm just setting myself up again. Oh, there we go. Yeah, I think that women sometimes make themselves smaller and make themselves, not that they want to be invisible, but for some reason, women feel that if they're really shiny, that it's too much, it's too bright, that they should be dimmed for some reason. And certainly as they get older, I work on people when they're sitting, straight in front of my face, because that's how I was trained. A lot of technicians lay their people down and are over them, but I'm trained this way, so that's how I work. And a lot of people, when I work on them, they go like this. And I'll have to say, can you raise your chin? Can you put your chin up, chin up, chin up, chin up? Because they're so not used to being this way in the world and open. And it always hurts my heart when I see that. So, but I think that, and I think people think, oh, if I put makeup on, then I'm vain. And it's really not about vanity. It's about, we've always painted our bodies. We've always embellished our bodies. Cleopatra, everyone, they put rouge on their lips. They put berries stains on their faces. We've always worn jewelry. We've always embellished ourselves. So I don't think there's anything wrong with it. You just have to do it. Because I know that when even before I got on here, I was like, let me put some mascara on. Let me put some cheeks on. It just makes me feel better.
Right. Exactly. I mean, obviously, I think, if we are on social media, they have all of those filters and things. Like if I don't have makeup on, I know I can pull a filter up because it makes me feel better.
Right.
Like
I don't know how to do that, so I've never done
it's just this, and I don't think it's me being vain. I really feel like it's a comfort thing. It's like, okay, I feel better when I look better.
Yes.
And I might not want to put on makeup, so I'll just use this filter because that's so much easier. But, and I need days off too of just, I don't wear a lot of makeup anyways, but I'll need a day or, like freedom.
Well, it's really important for your skin to breathe. And,
yeah,
I can't remember where I read it, but like that our skin is alive. and that you have to feed it and you have to nurture it and you have to take care of it but not overwhelm it.
Right.
So I always, like, the second I get home from work, I wash my face and I put on my sweatpants.
Yep.
Because I love my sweatpants too much. But I just don't like, I mean, I don't ever put foundation or anything like that on my skin, but I want to wash it off.
Yeah, agreed. And I'm going to add in taking off the bra because that's just right there for me.
Oh,
You know,
well,
the sweatpants, the bra. Yes.
yes. Then we're really,
So you've been labeled the eyebrow queen of Litchfield, which I love. I think it's
yes,
so much fun.
it's so fun.
So much fun. What are your next dreams and desires now that you have your makeup line and a thriving business, and like, what is it for you next?
Just more bigger. It's very small right now. We're in like the tiniest embryo stage. So I want it to be bigger, more accessible. I want more people to know about it. I love being with my family, so that's always my priority. And what's next? I mean, this is pretty good. I'm good. Hopefully I'll have a beach house someday. That's what I really want.
So you are so like divine, like you have all of this inside of you. So you have a knowing, which is uncomfortable, which is the part we talked about, like not wanting to tap into it because it scares you. But the knowing, when it comes from source instead of from earth, it doesn't have any prediction. It only has truth. And then we see what God wants us to see. We see that divine wisdom. It's like, okay, this feels good. This is my next right move. I feel like you do that. Like, here's my next right move. And I also feel like you kind of pull back a little bit because that's a part, like, what will I do with all this information?
Yeah, I get overwhelmed.
Yeah.
I get overwhelmed. And it's one of the things that I've been really working hard on for myself, because I think I and others say like, oh, I'm so tired, but I can't take a break. I am so this, but I can't do that. And during the pandemic, that's when I learned like, well, I can. And no one's going to give me time off. No one's going to tell me that I can do it. No one's going to, if I say I'm working till 10 o'clock every night, my book is going to be full every single night until 10 p.m.
Right.
So only I can put my boundaries up. And that's been a big learning thing for me, is like, when my daughter is home, I am home, because she's 13, which seems old, but it's not. She's still a baby in a lot of ways. She would really get mad at me for saying that. So when she's home, I'm home. And you can only give. I mean, I could give and give and give and give and give, and then there would be nothing left of me.
Right. So this is what I see so much with healers, with people who have these sensitive, I want to say sensitive senses, like they're just always open, always on, and they get depleted because they're always on. They don't pull back. They don't understand that they're leaking their energy out into the world, and they give from an empty reserve. I think the pandemic taught us all, like, it's so safe to be you and be. Some of us felt in prison. Like, it was, for me, I loved it. I mean, there's things I didn't like,
Absolutely.
obviously.
Terrible things.
I didn't get to be with my grandkids. There was space, and I missed everybody, but I also saw the value of them in my lives. I saw the time that we had to grow and nurture our relationship in our house,
Yes.
and it just brought a lot of good too. But here we are, like, what do we do with all of this? What do you do with all of it? I feel like you are just showing up so beautifully, and like being with your daughter, like that's always been a priority. You've known, like, you made that conscious decision, like it's Tallulah and the rest is bonus.
Yes.
And so many women are fighting for success, or like the thing that they want, like as if it's a destination, and they're forgetting like this in your healing is all that you need to pay attention to. Like everything else is bonus. Everything else, like the whipped cream and the sprinkles and the potato chips. But if you're not healing and nurturing and loving this, then you have nothing.
And you certainly don't have your health, and you don't really have your life. I have a girlfriend, and she works really, really hard. She has 2 kids. She's a single mom. And she would sometimes say, well, I'm working late today at the office. I can't even, whatever she's doing. And I said, okay, are they paying you for your overtime? She said, no. I said, then you need to punch that clock and get out of there, because you're putting in extra time, which is great, but they're not taking care of you. So you're taking care of this big company, like doing a great job, which is awesome, but you're not getting any benefit from it other than getting drained. And then you have to pick up your children and do all these things. Like, people have to realize, like, when you only have you, really.
Right. And it's almost, so it's kind of like this reading I did earlier today where she was like, I lost, the 3 most important people in my life. And she kept saying it over and over again. And I kind of just like reminded her, like, what if you change that storyline? Like, our stories are what keep us perpetually the same. And it ends up being a victim energy, like it's happening to me instead of for me. And
yes.
we teach the world, we teach people how to treat us. So you putting up the boundaries of not working till 10 o'clock and then cutting off your day up being with your daughter, you prioritize, you're teaching others that this is what's important and respectful for you. And they're not going to interfere with that. You teach people that. We teach our spouses how to treat us by either accepting a behavior or not, using our conversations to talk things out. So your friend who's, overworking is teaching the company, like, I don't matter, and I'm not worthy of being paid. And it's not that they're taking advantage of her. It's like she's giving them permission to.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
And
so if we come back in and we start realizing we're a value, you're a value, your health is a value.
Absolutely. It is the biggest value.
Yeah. And if you're not taking care of that, then your daughter and your husband and then your parents, like it's like a ripple effect.
Yes.
Yeah.
You have to, well, I think, and it goes back to what you said earlier, it's about love.
Yeah.
And you really, like, Valentine's Day is my favorite holiday. And people always say, oh, Valentine's Day, what if you don't have someone? I said, but it's not about having a boyfriend or a girlfriend. It's about love. It's about loving yourself. That's why I love that holiday, because that's what it's about. It's about hearts and love and putting that into the world. It's not about like, oh, who can I buy chocolates for? Buy them for yourself.
Right. Yes.
Buy them for yourself. Buy some flowers for you because you love you.
Exactly. I love that. There's your permission slip. Pilar, just send it. Like, buy some flowers and chocolate for yourself. You deserve it. Yes.
Celebrate life every day. And it's so hard for some people. It's so hard for some people. But I see people all the time that don't think they're beautiful. But there's something about each of us that is so beautiful and so special and so unique.
I had to learn to like myself that way. Like I didn't at all. And I still catch myself, and I have to be gentle and remind myself, like, I get to explore what it's like to be in this 57-year-old body now. And I get
Gorgeous
to
body.
It just, there are times it just doesn't feel that way. And
of course,
people will give you compliments, and I do try to graciously receive them. And my husband's like, it just never goes to your head. And I'm like, it just does not. It does not, because on some level, I don't believe it to be true. So I have to work on it. And and to stay in it. I don't know if you've ever received a compliment when you felt unworthy of it, but to stand there and just receive it and like breathe it and, you know, thank that person. And yeah, it's an interesting experience.
There's Dove, the big conglomerate
Yes.
company, does some wonderful advertisements. I don't really watch a lot of television, but they do a lot of things to empower people. And they did something where they've done a ton of them, but one of them was where they interviewed people and they said, you know, describe yourself to me. And the artist was like an artist for, I'll get there, a court artist.
Okay.
So they draw, yeah, I told you to get there. They put the person behind a screen, they would describe themselves to this artist who could not see them. He drew what they look like. And, you know, like people would say, well, I always say, like, I have a giant fish eye, and then I have a tiny eye, and I have a giant nose. And those are the things that I say about myself. And so he would draw like a giant fish eye, and then that's tiny eye and the giant nose. And then they had people in that, like, let's say there were 10 people, they would have those people who had seen that person describe that person. And the way that those people described that person, it was like the exact drawing of them. You can see it all online. They've done a ton of things like that.
I love that. We're gonna have to share that. I love
it's so beautiful. All of the Dove, they've done a ton of those little specials, and they're very empowering. And it shows you, like, it reminds you that your body is beautiful and your body is important, and your heart and your face and everything about you is unique and special and beautiful. And it really is.
Thank you for that. Thank you. I can't wait to look that up and just share that out, because I think so many people, including myself, when we describe ourselves, it's not really very nice.
Yeah, we have to be nice to ourselves. We have to love ourselves.
Yes.
Valentine's Day, every day.
It's a learned behavior. So I'm a work in progress with that.
Me too.
And I definitely have fun. I do this fun thing, and you might think it's really weird, but I will get ready and I'll just be naked. I'll just do my makeup and I'll make myself do that. And because I'll immediately will point out what's wrong and what's bad and what I don't like. And then I start to just be like, well, wow, look. And then I just kind of start talking nice to myself. And it's like, there's nothing there. Everything's like exposed. So I get to kind of be immersed in it, and you have to look. You can't not look.
Yeah.
And my husband always walks by. He's like, what the hell are you doing? I'm like, just, you know, be nice to her. Yeah. It's weird, but I got to, because it hasn't been easy up to now. So.
And it's definitely not easy, but I am lucky, because my husband, like, I look at myself and there's a million things that I don't like at all. But then I'll say something, my husband's like, are you, like, he loves me. Yes. I'm like, where, like,
but don't you ever think like he's just saying it? Like, I used to think Brian was just saying it like because, like, you know, he just wants to get lucky. Like, why is he saying that? But they truly mean it. They truly mean it. And when I give someone a compliment, I truly mean it. So I had to sit with that. Like, the value of our words, of what we put out, are really important. And so if we think about what we're saying inside, it's equally as important, because that's our frequency. That's how we manifest good relationships and more healthy experiences and a thriving business. And this, like, it's not about the doing. It's like your brand is going to be ginormous because you love it. Yes. And you love you. And that's just like, you released it. And I, like, you're good at that. I don't know, energetically, you just like, okay, well, here it is. Yeah, but I feel that. And I want to, I want to give that so that other people
Well, what we said earlier, that God wants us to make the world a better place,
Yeah.
and wants us to fill it with love. And if we love ourselves, and then we can love someone else, and then that person loves themselves, it just, it passes around. It fills up the sky with beauty.
Yes. And it makes our ground just thrive with more yumminess, and then we're not stepping into more opposition and opinionation, and we're just coming back into the semblance of, okay, this is good.
Yeah. And
So,
lay in the ground and feel the earth. I lay again, like yesterday I was getting a little angry. Today I let the leashes down, and I laid and put my face on the earth and just took the energy and released my energy. And we forget that is so important.
you just touched on something, another amazing thing right there, because you're right. Like if we hold it in, if that's where we get like it just yucky, it just gets spinny, and it starts telling different stories. And like what you did was like you transmuted it. You allowed yourself the space and the time to express it, uncomfortable, to go out of your body instead of being bottled up and growing bigger.
But you can't, I think we all have it. And then you feel like, oh my God, I'm weird. If I put my dog leashes down and I'll take off my shoes and put my feet on the ground, barefoot on the ground. And sometimes like my body will say like, no, that's not enough. Like lay down. And so I'll just lay there. And it's hard to do if you live, I guess, in a big city and you're walking your dog, but like, go touch the bark of a tree. Right. Go touch it. Because that's all connected. It's all rooted.
Yeah. Go watch the river run.
Sit on a rock.
Yeah. Sit on a rock.
Touch the bark of a tree. I think it's.
Yeah. Walk away from your device. Like our devices, like they mess with the energy, and they keep us like, it calls to us all the time. And then there's no freedom for us to be in that God energy, because now we're just like, notification. No, yeah. So like putting it away, going for the walk, being with your animals like that. I love being with my dog and taking her for a little walk because she's so hyper. It's hilarious. She's like, hello. Yeah.
Well, mine are blissfully asleep right now, which is good.
Yes. I've been in your house, and now you have an extra one. They're big.
I know. I don't know if you.
Yeah.
There's one, and then there's one on the couch, and then there's one over there. Yeah. But they're asleep, so that's good.
There you go. 3 of you, 3 of your dogs. There you go.
Yeah, very threes. Lots of triangles.
Can you tell us about your brand, your products, and where people can find them?
Oh, thank you so much. Yeah. So my brand is called Pilar DeMann, and it's BLLaC, and BLLaC is an amalgamation of brows, lashes, lips, and cheeks. And that is my philosophy for a very simple everyday routine. You put on your brows, you put on your lashes, you put on your lips, you put on your cheeks. It doesn't have to be a lot. It's just a little bit. And I promise, if you do those things, it doesn't have to be my makeup. It can be any kind of makeup. But if you do those little bit of things, you're going to look at yourself and go, oh, there's my face. I actually am pretty. I do look good. So that's kind of how that all began. And right now you can buy it online at pilarblak.com. And it's also available on Amazon,
which
it ships
love.
with Amazon Prime. And we're slowly over time just building, making more videos, driving more traffic, all of that good stuff. Right now, we have brows and lashes online. Lips and cheeks will come next year. But the wonderful thing is that there's no concealer, there's no foundation. It's just those things, and it's universal. So it works on every skin, every color, every texture, and just enlivens your face.
It's so beautiful. I bought the mascara when you first launched it, and I actually did a little video, but I never sent it to you because I was kind of embarrassed.
Oh.
I did that thing. I did that thing where I was like judging myself. I'm like, I can't send this because this is like kind of corny and I look terrible, but it was a lot of fun. And I was like, I was doing the whole like, and ooh, look at the brush. And because the brush is so cool.
Yes. So I have mascara on now, but when I don't have mascara on, you cannot see my eyelashes at all. They're so fine and they're short. They're so bad that I have a colleague who does extensions, and whenever she needs a model for one of her courses to get more advanced, she asks me if she can do my lashes because the difference is so incredible. But even when I just put mascara on, it's pretty incredible. So whenever I do makeup on myself, I always need, like, I can't go to the store and get a mascara that's just like this big fat lashes. Like everybody loves that. But on me, it just clumps and looks heavy because I don't get any separation. So, and I always want something that's quick. So our makeup is manufactured in Italy. The wand is very, very skinny and it's curved and it's a tiny little brush. So it's meant to work with the other mascara that is hopefully coming at the end of this month, which means we'll probably have it in December. So you can get every lash because it's so fine and so tiny, and you can use it as a primer. So you can use it by itself if you just want like a simple clean lash, or you can use it as a primer and then layer your other mascara.
It's so funny you say that because that's exactly what I'll do. I actually will use it after another mascara because it opens up the lashes. Like you said, it makes them so, because like, otherwise it can get clumpy, but it's so nice.
Thank you. We've worked really hard.
Yeah. I love it. And I love because I can go for a walk and still not feel like look like I'm sleeping. And it does make me feel more confident just a little bit. There I go.
There you go.
It's great.
Well, wait till you see the lip. I can't wait. Because I don't like makeup. I mean, I love makeup, but I don't like it I just don't like a lot of makeup. So, but I want something that, like, if I'm driving or if I'm running into a meeting or into the market, if you need chapstick, it's a pretty tube, but you open it up and it's like you just bit your lips. So it doesn't matter what color your skin is. If you can bite your lips and bring up your color, that's what the color looks like on everybody. It's so nice and it's very sheer. So I'm very excited about it all.
I can't wait. I'm always excited. And I get I always love coming to you if I'm doing a photo shoot or something, because she pours so much love in, guys, like to have like that makeup and make you feel like just like a queen for a moment, And so I always
want you to look like you.
Yes. And you're so good at it. Like it's not overdone. Pilar, thank you so much for hanging out with me.
Thank you. I'm crazy in love with you. So
yes,
this meant so much to me to be here with you today.
Give your little Tallulah, your big Tallulah. Let's not call her little. Tell her I said hello and I'm sending all my love. Give her a big hug.
Thank you.
Know that I'm praying for you as well as your sister and your parents and your angry dad, because that'll help too.
Yeah.
Sure.
We all have diamonds inside. Let's make them shine.
I love that. All right, my friend. How was that? I mean, right? Can you just picture yourself laying on the ground, looking up at the heavens and just saying, God, if you do this thing and take care of my loved one, I will be kinder to people. I will do these things. So I'm just curious what that looks like for you. What would you be willing to offer God? What are you willing to offer God in exchange for something? And I believe it is our faith in his goodness. I believe it is not a barter. I just believe that it's showing up and saying, yeah, I'm willing to be a really good person. And I would really love for you to take care of this. And I'm sending my love and my prayers and my energy there. I'd love to hear from you in the comment section what you believe to be true about this. I have a beautiful Heaven Now experience coming up on December 17th. This is a virtual group reading experience. And the reason I'm calling these Heaven Now is because my angels have shown me if we live in this continued state of heaven is someplace else, it's a place, it's a destination, it doesn't feel very real to us. And instead, when we start living in this grace, in this state of where we're in the heaven now, where we're experiencing our loved ones, we're experiencing the messages and the guidance and the support that heaven has available for us, our lives become more filled with joy and easier to navigate. So I hope that you'll join me. The link are below for Heaven Now experiences. December 17th, that's the one coming up. A virtual experience. You can join from anywhere around the globe. Everybody attending will be read. They are small sessions so that I can go in with each person. I love you. I hope that you have a beautiful day. And I know what I know because angels don't lie.
You'll never worry or fear. Her love is special when she